Hello everybody and welcome back to Automation, the car company tycoon game. Today we're going to be building the 2020 Guinea Dive H series, which is basically going to be a pretty modern SUV, and we want to basically keep it really realistic. We're going to go for around 50,000 in cost. That's going to be the goal here. You know, stuff like that. It's going to be an SUV, not a gigantic one, as you can see, not a big, bulky American one, more of a, I guess, European-styled SUV. The idea is that we kind of make it look like an EV, sort of. We want to make it look modern, basically, and for the rest, nothing crazy. That's basically the idea of this video. We're just going to build something realistic, which is maybe a nice break from crazy stuff sometimes. Anyways, we are going to be going with an aluminum panel material. Yeah, so I was thinking steel, but or partial alu even, but yeah, now we'll just go for full aluminum. We're actually going to go for a semi-space frame on this thing, believe it or not. That's the only, well, actually really in pretty quirky thing, maybe weird thing about this car, but you know, otherwise it would have just been, I don't know, the 20,000th regular SUV with a monocoque chassis. Uh, anyways, basically just a regular front longitudinal engine placement. Of course, we want to keep it modern. We're going to put all-wheel drive on this thing probably. We're going to go for a McPherson strut in the front and multi-link in the back, actually. Something I kind of forgot to say was, oh, 3 quality on that, I guess, was that I actually, how are the front dampers already hard? We're not even there. That's weird. Anyways, basically something I forgot to say was that we actually just want to make this basically good at everything. So we need it to be able to off-road, it's going to be fast, it's going to have a good 0 to 60, good quarter mile, it's going to be, I don't know, like a 7-seater though, and it's an SUV. You know, we basically want to be able to do everything. So for this, we're going to go for a 60-degree V6 engine. And the block material is actually going to be aluminium. We want to keep it quite light, this vehicle, and that's also pretty well within our budget, actually. So we're going to turn that down to 84, and actually this up to 111.3. Yeah, maybe it's a bit weird. I definitely think it is, but it kind of worked out well in testing. So, you know, we're going to do that. Dual overhead cam 5 valve, all fancy on that, and an actual ALSI head material right over there. And we can just put 1 quality on that. Okay, we're going to go for a billet steel crank or lightweight titanium cons, lightweight forged pistons, and then a harmonic dampener. There we go. And maybe just 1 quality on that. Maybe, do we want to increase that? Maybe I'll just increase it to 70 for right now. Okay, so this stuff, I'll touch all this later, you know, got to change it all. I am going to put on VVT already. I know we're going to take that. So we are actually going to turbo it. We want them to be kind of useless turbos, but still actually kind of do something as well, basically. So you heard me say turbos, that's right. Maybe a bit of a larger intercooler there. I think we'll go for smart boost. I do like that. Probably want to go for like +5 quality to maybe prevent a little bit of the turbo lag. Gonna go for, I think, probably just a 50mm an extruder, and then a bit of a smaller inducer than that. Maybe something like right there. Our boost limit is going to be 0.65 bars. Is that a good idea? Yeah, I think that should be enough. And then put this down to 25. Also kind of for the fuel economy, you know. You want to have some decent economy. I feel like it's not going to be that good, but we'll go injection, direct injection per cylinder, and probably performance mid, and then we can just slide that up to 100 right there. Premium unleaded fuel, and we can put the ignition timing all the way down. As for the fuel map, we're going to make it really lean, just like this. We'll put that at 10, and then we're going to put this all the way up to 8. Kind of to compensate for that and stuff. It's going to cost us a bit, but that's fine. We're going to go for tubular race headers with 39 size. I probably want to make the exhausts a good bit bigger than that, maybe not too big. But yeah, we are going to go for dual exhausts. 3-way cat with dual reverse flow mufflers, and right off the bat we're getting 463 horsepower, which is something I'm pretty happy with. Now I think everything should be around fine. You can take a look at that. Yep, that's all great. So we'll just head back over to the top end, right? I think we want to rev maybe just a little bit lower to 63. We can see the powers dropping off there slightly. This can probably go down a little bit actually, and this maybe up by quite a bit actually. 57, is that good? I think that's good, because otherwise we're going to lose too much fuel efficiency. And then we want a pretty high compression. We'll go for 11.4 to 1. Also, mainly for the fuel efficiency actually. Yeah, you can see that right over there. Good fuel efficiency is also something that we want this vehicle to have. As I said, it's not going to be great, but we don't want to make it absolutely terrible. If you look at most other automation builds that aren't built around fuel economy, they have terrible fuel economy, basically. Including mine. So, yeah. How about just 5 quality onto that? Got the quality there. Yeah, so honestly, I think this should probably be fine. Maybe just put a little bit more quality into that. We got money to spare. It's going to be a pretty expensive engine, but that's fine. We'll do body morphing later. Just pop a bit more quality. You feel me? As I said earlier, this is going to be an all-wheel drive. I'm actually going to make it an advanced automatic 8-speed with a top speed of, it says 323, but I want to put it at like 350, I think, because that's probably going to increase fuel efficiency a little. We'll put on a limiter and we'll limit it to 280. Not that you're ever going to reach 280 in this thing, but okay. The spacing at 60, we'll move that up a tiny bit, and then we'll actually go for a viscous LSD. I wanted to do electric, but I think if you look at the difference in price there, it's just a bit too crazy. As for the power distribution, we'll put a little bit more power in the rear, and then just 1 point of quality there. Nice. So we'll go radial tires, of course, and I think probably just for this medium compound. As for the tire width, I think in testing we understeered quite a lot, so we maybe just want to increase that by like 1, and then we'll decrease that probably to 740s, and for the rest I think this is pretty fine. We'll go for alloy rims, because who doesn't want some alloy rims? Again, pulling in some more quality, using a lot of quality points, that's fine. 6 piston vented discs in the front and 2 piston vented discs in the rear actually. And once again, also in testing, we really were struggling with the front brakes. It was something that we it was crazy, the difference in brake force that we required. So this is kind of what I've remembered. Maybe I've remembered it completely wrong. We'll put this down to like 35 though, because we can make it pretty comfortable. And now we do want to watch out that we don't make it too expensive and that we don't rear the brakes much, so I will put up a bit of quality there. Now I did say earlier we want to be kind of good at everything, I guess, so we are going to give it an off-road skid tray. Because we wanted to off-road, we wanted to do a little bit of everything. Put in a point of brake airflow there. Pretty nice. As for the interior, as I said, we'll just get two reduced size seats in the rear. I think that should be absolutely fine. And then for the rest, it's basically a 5-seater, two reduced size seats which you can put up and down, depending if there's actually going to be people sitting there. Seems pretty reasonable. Now the interior, I was debating standard or premium. It's not really a premium vehicle, it's not that expensive, so I just wanted to go for a standard interior. That will mean that I'm going to put a tiny bit of quality into that, and I am actually going to give it a premium HUD, because in most modern vehicles, personally, at least, I feel like even if you're maybe getting a Honda Civic or something, if you're getting the 2023 one, you're gonna have this massive, touch screen and stuff like that, everything digital. So I feel like the HUD and stuff like that is pretty important. So we are gonna go for premium that stuff. Electric variable steering. We can afford this because we chose to not go with an electric LSD earlier. I want to give it launch control because I feel like we want that, and we'll give it advanced 20 safety because, in 2020 safety's really important, I feel like. As for the springs, we're gonna go with the active comfort actually. So once again, pretty expensive that we're going there, but that should be kind of fine still. Then this is all going to be a little bit soft, I think. So I might just, want to reduce that. I'm going to do some things a little bit to it. I'm not sure. Otherwise, it's just basically just going to bottom out in beamng. Put the ride height up a bit. Oh, and it's a bit high. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty good ride height. Might want to raise it up just a tiny bit. We'll go for like 312. Yeah, good. And then 2 points finally into quality of the suspension. And now the dampers are hard. Well, it always says that. And look at that, 51,200 approximate cost. I'm very, very happy with that cost actually. That's pretty amazing. Okay, so the problems we're having are that the dampers are hard. Honestly, in my experience, that's always the case if you don't want it to scrape on the floor if you're braking in beamng. If you guys build cars regularly, you'll also, I think you'll know that probably, right? So the brakes actually show a slight brake fade. Makes kind of sense, I guess. So we'll go for maybe 3 pistons. Maybe even, what, we'll go for 4 pistons in the rear and then 240 brake size. 260 and up that to 60. That's fine. No more brake fade. Rear brake force is very high. Come on, it's not that high. Front brake force is a bit high, yeah. 115 should be fine on that. Great. So, this is fine. Actually, what is our fuel economy? 9.9 liters per 100 kilometers. I'm not sure how much that is in MPG, but that is not incredibly bad, I guess. But, it's also not insane economy. But, what? Oh, well. Yeah, now I guess, what rests us to do is to probably morph it around a bit first, and then just design it. are with the Guinea Dive H series. I hope you guys enjoyed that little time lapse there. We're obviously going to do all the testing in beamng. Here you can take a quick look around of the vehicle. Yeah, sides are pretty simple, but you know, what else can you do with the side? I'm not sure about the back. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe just ignore that slightly. For the rest, I think like usually sides are really bland, and I think it turned out pretty well. Definitely like the lettering on the side there. Pretty happy with that. Anyways, we can just take a look at the automation stats real fast. So this thing is going to cost you 50,700. This thing gets like 25 mpg, which is something pretty good. That's 9.9 liters per 100 kilometers. Yeah. We sell quite a lot. As you can see, there's a second model. You'll see that in beamng. And basically for the rest, 1900 kilograms. Yeah, top speed of 260. I reckon it's going to be a slight bit higher in beamng, and it says 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.7 seconds. I reckon we can get like a 3 point, maybe even a 4. Low 4s at least. But, we'll have to see. Welcome to beamng.drive, everyone. Here we are with the Guinea, and then I always forget the names of my vehicles. Does it say on the back? The Guinea something H series, wasn't it? Well, that's oh, zooming out a bit farther. The Guinea something H series, yeah, and this is basically oh, that one you see that back there, it's just literally the exact same. The only difference is that it's got a box on top and a tow hitch. For the rest, it's literally the same vehicle. Anyways, we can drive this around a little bit, and basically the point of this vehicle is for it to basically be able to do anything. So as you can see, 0 to 60, pretty good. If we are on the highway more like part over here, we'll actually test it if you hold on. There we go. Here we are. Pretty nice. That's a 3.6 0 to 60. We were going downhill, so we'll make it a 3.8. Yeah, so, the idea is that you're going to be able to drive on the highway in Germany at 200 kilometers an hour in this, and still being perfectly fine, which for an SUV is going to be pretty amazing. The only thing not amazing about this is the fact that the rear design looks really weird and ugly. Just don't pay too much attention to that, I guess. And then let's switch to this one. I don't actually know why we're switching to this one, because it's literally the same vehicle. It's just only got added weight, because it actually has a box on top. But, oh well. Suspension setup. Also, I raised up the vehicle quite a bit. Since I first built it, you might have noticed, maybe not. I raised it up quite a bit. I made the wheels 1 centimeter bigger, which is 10 millimeters, which is like 0.4 inches or something like that. I don't know, actually, but yeah, something like that. Also tweaked the suspension setup a bit so it would be better at off-roading, because first I basically just made a sporty SUV, and I wanted it to be able to off-road as well, so it can do that now. Obviously it's all-wheel drive as well. It's got a ton of power. It can basically get you up anywhere, and that's why after we've done a bit of off-roading over here, we'll see what it can tow. Here behind me, we've got a series of tests we're going to do. And so, yeah, first let's hop onto the weight pad with this thing. I've spawned everything in very nicely so that the weight pad is perfectly obstructed. We, in and of ourselves, are 1920 kilograms. So that's fine. Let's just get off the pad. So that's almost 2,000, right? Basically, the next one is still a small trailer. This one should be double the weight of the previous one. So I need to actually align myself. There we go. That should be good enough, right? Hell yeah. Okay. Oh. Yeah, we can probably make it on like this. Can we? Yes, we can. Okay. This is 3,700 kilograms. Okay, that's you know, that is quite a lot. So, yeah, that's just about double the first one. It's struggling a lot more. However, as you can see, it's pulling everything up real nice. And that's the 30-degree slope, dude. This is that was like double the amount of weight as the car itself. And that went perfectly. So that's really nice. Now we can just head back, and the other one should once again be double the weight of this one, I think, maybe. So let's see. That one should be double our car's weight. However, you never know, do you? So that's why we're weighing it. Oh wow, it's driving towards us. What's that? What? That was weird. Yeah, it's got to be connected now, right? Okay. Oh, we're having a lot more troubles pulling this one. However, oh, look at us, dude. We're still fine. Okay, let's drive up onto the pad. Yeah, that's more than double our weight. Wow. Okay. So, um, let's go. It should be just doing fine though, pulling this up. Like, we can stop here, and then all-wheel drive will just take us through. Conclusion, this thing can tow basically anything you want it to. You can buy the biggest, most ridiculous caravan you want, and then hang a car behind it too, and this thing will still take you on holiday. Now, because this thing's basically supposed to be able to do anything, I thought, why don't we take it through the handling course? Um, should we do the interior view? I'm not sure. You know what? Nah. We'll go like this. There we go. One lap, please. Let's start the mission. And then after this, we'll also race it on the regular automation test track. But you know, we're doing more tests than usual. But that makes sense because this thing is supposed to be able to do anything. And everything. So we need to be able to. So we're just gonna test it for everything. Now it is an SUV, so it's not going to do amazingly well. However, it is going to be first place because for some reason all my times are gone, and this is like going to be the only time that's going to be there. So yeah, not doing amazingly, but that's just basically because it's an SUV. Yeah. Um, it does handle quite well. Do you want to accelerate? Thanks. Like it handles quite well. It understeers, obviously, but that's just because it's heavy. And it doesn't even understeer that much. Like, it's pretty good. Especially, as I'm saying, for an SUV, which is definitely not, like, a type of handling car. But, it handles better than most SUVs would, I think. It will gain a bit on the straight there. That's pretty nice. And now we should be approaching the end, right about here, somewhere, or not. Gotta go through this turn first then. Oh, wow, I did that turn terribly. But okay, yeah, we could have probably gotten a much better time than the one we're about to get. But you know, for a first try, it's definitely not bad, I think. In my opinion, it handles pretty well, especially considering what kind of car this is. So yeah, 130, you know what? That usually that wouldn't be too best of a time, but for a non-necessarily handling car, I'm pretty happy with it. Taking off the ski box, now it's in sports mode, and let's go. Let's see what kind of a time we can get on here. And now, because this is like a pretty good all-round vehicle, I think we can get a pretty good time. Now, obviously, because it's an SUV, it'll understeer slightly. However, it understeers way less than I think most SUVs would. Especially considering this thing's like 2,000 kilograms, which is like 4,400 pounds, I think. I don't even know. Don't take my word for that. Oh, left the track a bit there. That's fine. You know, no run's gonna be perfect, right? This turn's always pretty good. Then we can head straight onto the straight right here. I think we should be able to reach a pretty high speed here. Definitely gonna be like around 250. Actually, it's accelerating slower and slower than I thought. As fast as we get. There we go. Managed to touch the 250 there. I hope I won't regret touching the 250. No, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. That could have ended pretty badly, I reckon. Also, I don't think I've actually said this yet, but the brakes are really good. I love the brakes on this thing. Oh, they're still on the track. We're fine. So yeah, basically that. Don't want to go too fast here because the chicane is pretty unforgiving. Did brake a bit early though. Yeah. I'd rather brake a little too early than a little too late and crash into the barrier, so, you know. Here we are. That was unintentional, but still didn't even turn out that bad. Gonna get a pretty good time. Let's see if we can get a sub 230. I think we should be able to definitely get that. Approaching the last turn right over here. If it doesn't spin out, then we should be fine. Here we go, and then just for a little final bit on the straight. And there we go, that's like a 225. That's definitely kind of respectable. DNQ. What did I not qualify for? That doesn't even make sense. What? I'm confused as to why I didn't. What could I have even qualified for in the first place? That. Okay, so, you know, a 224 still stands. I don't even know what this game is saying. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you have any video suggestions, stuff you want me to make, please leave it down in the comments. Also, constructive criticism on the actual design of the car, love to hear that. But for right now, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye bye.